Hello again, fifth grade. Today we are going to be talking about multiplying fractions and whole numbers together. All right, before we get started on this, I just want to bring you guys back, way back to the beginning of the school year when we talked about operation words and how to solve word problems. Anytime that we see the word of, remember the word of means to multiply. So down here in my little speech bubble, right here, I said that of means multiplier, of equals times. Okay, so anytime that you see the word of in a word problem, I can't say anytime, most times that you see the word of in a word problem, it means that you are going to multiply. Okay, there's two things that you got to multiply together. So let's get started here. And let's take a fraction and let's do 3/4 times 12. Okay, now there's a number of different ways that you can approach this problem. Okay, so I'm going to show you two different techniques to solve this, and you can choose whichever one works for you. So we're going to break this down into a couple steps. So step one would be to multiply the numerator of your fraction and your whole number. Okay, so if we do that, we have 3 times 12. Okay, here's my numerator, here's my whole number. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 times 12 to get 36. All right, the next step, step 2, is going to be to then divide the product from step 1. Okay, so we're dividing our 36, the product from step 1 by the denominator. Okay, so we're going to do 36 divided by 4. And I'll show this as a fraction. We're just going to put 36 over 4, which also equals 36 divided by 4, and that is going to equal 9. So 3/4 of 12 would be 9. Okay, and we can prove this a number of different ways. Okay, so if we have 4 equal groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, there's going to be 3 dots in each group. And if we circle 3 of the 4 of those dots, or 3/4 of those 12 dots, altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dots. And there is our answer. Okay, now we can do this another way too, which is going to transition a little bit better into when you guys start multiplying fractions times fractions. And I'm going to show you that here as well. So what we're going to do here, okay, get rid of this, and then we are going to start over. We're going to do the same problem. I'm going to show you a different technique. So we've got 3/4 times 12. Now remember, we can always represent a whole number as a fraction by placing our whole number over 1. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So we've got our whole number. I'm going to use a little pound sign, whole number, fraction bar, and 1. Because remember, a fraction is just a division problem. And if we have any number divided by 1, it equals that number, okay? But we're just representing it as a fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recopy 3/4 times 12. And I'm going to put this down here, 3/4 times. And this time I'm going to put 12 as a fraction over 1. So 3/4 times 12 over 1. Now, if you guys think back, you've already multiplied fractions when you did equivalent fractions. So the process for this is relatively straightforward. And here's the good news. You don't have to find a common denominator, okay? In this case, when we multiply fractions, we are just going to multiply straight across, okay? So we're going to multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. There's no more finding common denominators or common multiples in this case, in the case of multiplying fractions, okay? So that's the good news. So now, okay, if I do my multiplication here, 3 times 12 is 36. Keep my fraction bar, 4 times 1 is 4. And now we have something that looks exactly like we did in the last example, okay, for the other technique. Okay, so now I do 36 divided by 4, and I simplify that, and I get 9. Okay, so 3/4 of 12 equals 9. All right, so real quick, we're going to do one more example, and we're going to do one that isn't going to come out as a nice even number. We're going to have a little bit of a fraction here to simplify. So let's clear our board off here. Okay, clear that, and now we're going to have another fraction, because really in the math world, things aren't always whole numbers, as you guys have found out. So let's do 5/6 times 3. Okay, so we could do this a number of different ways. Okay, in this case, I'm going to make 3 as a fraction over 1. So now I'm going to do 5 times 3. Okay, numerator times the numerator. Okay, will give me my new numerator of 15. Keep my fraction bar. Then I'm going to do 6 times 1 to get 6. Now, 15/6, it's an improper fraction. I need to simplify this. And in fact, because the numerator is bigger than the denominator, it's going to turn into a mixed number. So let's go ahead and change it back. And if you guys think back and remember, to do that, we do 15 as my dividend. 6 becomes my divisor. Well, how many 6's can go into 15? 2. 2 times 6 equals 12. I do my subtraction. 15 minus 12 is 3. Okay, and then I can make this my new numerator. Okay, my 3 is my new numerator. And 6 becomes my denominator. But wait, I can simplify this, okay? And in fact, this is going to become 2 1/2 is my fraction, okay? So if you guys have any questions, please consult your teacher via Google Classroom. Thank you very much.